Over the next 10 minutes, I would like to share with you my experience of growing up and being educated in the post-war Vietnam. While I do not intend to romanticize or glorify the blissful period after the war ended, nor do I wish to boast how difficult life was for us, I would like to give you an insight into a childhood and an education system that is different from the one that many of you are experiencing, and how I discovered the value of hardship and challenges on one's resilience and sense of gratitude. I was born shortly after the Vietnam War ended. At that time, the country faced endless challenges economically and politically throughout my younger years. Life was somehow simple, uncomplicated, although materially we were lacking everything. The main principle of a socialist society is that it is classless. Everyone's life is more or less the same. There wasn't a large gap between the rich and the poor. And in fact, it felt as if everyone was poor. And we were taught to be proud of our non-materialistic lives. At the same time, there was a very clear awareness amongst young people that doing well at school and working hard is the only way to escape poverty. My friends and I loved studying. It was a way of life. And I would come home from school and continue working happily until late. On top of the extensive curriculum, those of us who wish to go to university will need to sit a very cutthroat entrance exam for the university that we would like to apply for. Depending on the university and the course, the success rate for applicants could range from 1 against 2 or 1 against 100, meaning for every 100 applicants, there is only 1 successful. The preparation for this all-important entrance exam is not covered at school at all. So we would study for the exams on top of the schoolwork, and many people would go to evening classes for it. Outside school, children pass the time by reading books and playing simple games that do not require a lot of equipment. We had a lot of outdoor space in our communal area, and children were allowed to roam free. And in the main, we played well together, but at times we were up to no good as well. There was a lot of boredom as we try and pass the time during the long summer months when it was simply too hot to go to school. But we learned to entertain ourselves. We once spent a whole 2 days staging a full funeral for a dead rat. It was a lot of fun. Creativity and problem-solving skills were just at their best when we were the most bored. As there was a shortage for food and supplies, these were only provided to us through ration stamps. Everyone was allocated a set of stamps each month, and you have ration stamps for sugar, rice, fuel, fabric by the meters, which you will then use to make your own clothes. You can only obtain what was specified on the ration stamp, so everything's decided for you. You cannot buy anything that you do not have the ration stamps for. But somehow I remember feeling happy. You always long for more food, give you that, but you never seemed to be obsessed with owning things at all. Instead, your dreams about going beyond materialistic items. You dream of flying into space as you look up the pitch black sky at night, as it was the 10th night in a row of power cut. And in the darkest days, literally, we stuck together and lived in a community where everyone was looking after everyone else. And life was just blissfully simple. In a world where it was not possible to change the reality of material shortage, we were taught to change our perspective of life, focusing on the positivity appreciating the simplicity and the closeness of our community. It was, I find, a very powerful way to deal with adversity. I felt empowered when I could control my perspective rather than spending time feeling sorry for myself. I should add that there was never any ration stamps for books, because you would go to the public library, you borrow books, and you read books there. My dad's friend was a librarian, and he would often left me with her in the library during the school breaks. And she would let me stay on the staff's side of the counter. And I remember feeling delighted with the privilege. She would let me read any books that I wanted, even the ones that she had the only copy for. There was no other form of entertainment, and I was reading throughout the 3 months of the summer holiday, all the while worrying what on earth I would do when I have read all the books, or at least all the good ones. As it turned out, the boredom of the summer months did me the world of good, as the reading habit from a young age has opened up endless doors into life for me. It instilled the love for learning in me, the thirst for more information and knowledge. Each book opened a door to a very faraway land. A research by Yale University published in the Social Science and Medicine Journal suggested that book reading increased life expectancy by up to 23% after analyzing data from American adults aged 50 and older. And over the 12 years of the research, those who read books for up to 3.5 hours each week was 17% less likely to die over the 12-year follow-up. And those who read more than 3.5 hours were 23% less likely to die. So overall, adults who read books survived almost 2 years longer over the 12 years of follow-up than non-readers. Back to my experience, more than the potentially longer life that I might benefit from as a reader, I'm thankful for the hardship that I experienced. The lack of food and facilities, and therefore lack of distractions. And most importantly, our experience grew the sense of gratitude for everything that we ever had in life. In my mind, hardship is not a bad thing. In fact, it is what we need to experience at some point to hone our life skills and give us the perspective that we need. After all, boredom makes you appreciate excitement. Living through shortages enables you to be grateful for what you have. And moments of weaknesses makes us stronger. The experience and ability to deal with disappointment is valuable in life. And it is the disappointment that we experience that makes achievements even more exciting. I hope you agree. So if there is a reality that we can't change, let's change our perspective on it. Let's embrace all life experiences. They enrich us, strengthen us, and delight us. Thank you.